Hi everyone, I'm Sophie and this is Sophie Reports. And today I'm here with Ellen Parker, the owner of the Woolshed Cafe and Heritage Walk. So, Ellen, can you tell me a bit about yourself and the cafe?
Yes, we came down here from Central Hawke's Bay about 14 years ago. We bought the property here, which is 10 acres, built the cafe, replaced a cafe that was already existing there that had been burnt by fire. And then following that, in about 2013, we started looking for houses for our heritage project down the back here. Since that time, we've managed to relocate 7 houses, renovated those houses in period style to reflect how they would have been back in the day. And we're currently working on our 8th house, which is going to be constructed from scratch. Slab hut, 1840s style.
Should we go have a walk then?
Yeah, let's go and have a look.
This is an audio guided tour, so can you tell me a bit about that?
Yes, so the visitors to the tour down here, they'll receive an audio guide. They can go through it at their own speed, their own pace. Basically, that guide will explain to them about the individual houses that they go through, a lot of the features of the houses, give them a little section on New Zealand history at the time. The point of the whole thing for us here is to really get that message across, to get that information across. That's the point of interest for us, is how life has changed through the years. So the houses are physically here on site and they're a visual part of the tour, but it's the story behind the changes that we really enjoy telling people.
Can you tell us a little bit about how you do maintenance here?
Yeah, so now that we've got the houses in place, most of the work now, the ongoing work, is maintenance of the grounds and of the houses themselves. So we have a painting program where I try to paint one of the houses every year. We also have a group of volunteer gardeners that come in and help with the gardens, which is really cool. The Martin Floral Art Group come in about once a month and help me with the gardening.
What challenges did you face when moving and restoring these heritage buildings?
Initially, when we started, we had to get a resource consent. A little challenging for somebody who hadn't done that before. And then from that, we needed building consents for each individual shift. We are subject to the same regulations as anybody that's relocating a house, which involves a bit of council negotiation. The biggest challenge was finding the actual houses. I had quite a vision in my mind of each house that I would want for each period, and you can't just go out on the market and pick those up. Initially, it was easier when we were first starting, but then as it's gone on and we wanted very particular years, for example, 1950s, we haven't been able to find that house, and 1970s, we haven't been able to find a house that fits within our budget, which is an issue. Those are the challenges really that we've faced is just regulations and locating the house that will fit within our budget.
Each building has its own story, so how did you decide to select each house or not?
Scan the house movers' websites, waiting for something to come up. We'd travel there, have a look at the house, see if fit for purpose. There's a little bit of compromise there. For example, our bungalow here doesn't have a lot of natural features in it. We have to accept that if we look for the perfect house, that possibly wouldn't come, or it possibly be beyond budget. Bearing in mind that every house that we have here is a house that someone else wanted to get rid of. So they weren't flash when they came here, but we've done what we can with them to give them a bit of charm.
What kind of research goes into restoring these buildings so accurately?
For me, it just involved quite a bit of reading, research of current articles about times gone by. I formed a picture in my mind of what I needed to present, tell that story.
Why was it so important for you to create a walk like this that the public can access?
The idea to tell a story of how things have changed through time, that was a very simple idea that ended up looking like this. Personally, I feel very proud of what we have done here in terms of now that we've got to this point, we actually have something that will hopefully last into future generations. Long after we've gone, it will just form just part of our history here of New Zealand, which I am passionate about. You know, we're quite a proud country. We have something here that people can enjoy and feel proud about. That's very satisfying personally.
How have visitors responded to the opening of the Heritage Walk?
Yes, so we've had a very positive response since opening. We've had a lot of people come through. We've found response to be very, very positive. If I compare it to the cafe, where you might get reviewed online, good or bad, you know, from one day to the next, you never quite know what's going to happen. But for the people that have actually completed the walk, I'm going to say overwhelmingly positive. Quite animated, some people, about how good it is, how they've enjoyed it. The biggest comments we get is people saying did take them back to an earlier time, to their younger days, things that they've seen in here that spurred their memories, which is pretty cool.
What is your vision for the future? And are there more buildings or ideas that you'd like to add?
The vision is pretty much exactly as when we started, which is initially when we started, we have a consent to put 12 houses here, or up to 12 houses. So we've got that capacity now with the 7 that we currently have to keep extending it. There's a couple of gaps here that I'd like to fill up, the 50s and the 70s. I'd certainly like to get that done before my time here is done. And currently we're working on an 1840s slab hut, so that will be something that we have to construct from scratch because they don't exist in terms of being able to lay our hands on one and relocate it. Fill those gaps that we have, get to a point of saying, okay, well, that's pretty much complete for me.
Where you source furniture and details to create a historical and authentic appeal?
Trade me was the biggest source for our furniture to start with. The idea was to fill each room as it would have been filled back in the day. So, for example, these older houses, they tended to really clutter the rooms, fill them up with all manner of furniture and photos and antiques. We're still working on that. We're still adding to the rooms. I actually have quite a few items that have been donated to us in storage. During the winter months when we can't work outside, we tend to work on those, renovating them and bringing them in.
Sophie reports here at the historic Woolshed Cafe, a location that's not only rich in character and history, but has also become a unique filming location for New Zealand productions. One project I was fortunate to be involved with was the documentary drama Devils on Horses, which explores the story of the New Zealand Mountain Rifle regiments during the Sinai and Palestine campaign of the First World War. The film focuses on the extraordinary bond between the soldiers and their horses, and the lasting impact that war had on their well-being. With its preserved historic buildings and authentic atmosphere, the Woolshed Cafe provided the perfect backdrop for several scenes in the production. After exploring these restored homes, it's nice to see what the Woolshed Cafe has to offer. From the heritage walk to the warm hospitality and the great food, this is definitely a place worth visiting. Remember to like and subscribe.